What's up, everyone? Good evening. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another live stream. Let's analyze the best opportunities for tomorrow, which again is going to be a big day with the ECB press conference. We are expecting another rate cut. It's going to be 60%, 60 basis points. It's going to be 25 basis points. That's the question mark for tomorrow. So we will see what's going to happen tomorrow with ECB and then the press conference with Christine Lagarde, which most likely is still going to continue to be about the data, right? So always focus on what the data is going to be, and then they will be making decisions accordingly to that. Today we had CPI, like CPI in the US, and as we kind of anticipated, there's not really much going on. There was a slightly increase on the core CPI comparing with what was expected from 0.2 to 0.3 on a monthly basis. The normal CPI, it was as expected 0.2, and we are at 2.5% in here. Or the way the market reacted or behaved after the news came out is that now it priced in even increased odds for the next rate cut to be at 25 basis points. It was at around 66% yesterday, and now is at 87% to priced in only at 25 basis points rate cut 1 week from now. Yeah, it's going to be 1 week from now on the 18th of September. So that's what the market is expecting at this point, and that's basically the way price reacted to the CPI today. Interesting enough, when looking at the market, we have dollar index not moving. Right, so we had mostly of the dollar pairs, Aussie dollar, Euro dollar, Pound dollar, New Zealand, and so on, and even dollar CAD slightly moving and breaking structure, while dollar index is still within this high, which is quite interesting. Right, this is a level that we have been looking for since Sunday when we did the higher time frame analysis, and at this point, dollar index is still reacting from this level, which is quite interesting, to be honest. In here, which the kind of creates a little bit of a divergence between what we see on the dollar index and the other dollar pairs. Something that we also mentioned in here is that we talked about price reacting from the daily open or the weekend open last Monday or this Monday, and that's exactly where dollar index ended up reacting from in here. When it made the move to downside yesterday overnight, it reacted from here and then it moved to the upside. Again, what happened overnight, I forgot to mention, like it was the US presidential debate. Sorry, yeah, it was the US presidential debate between Kamala and Trump. Again, maybe the kind of the prediction is there, or the prediction or the results, it looks like that maybe Kamala has won the debate or not, or is quite tight. One way to look at it, for example, is the way crypto reacted and moved today, since Trump is so pro-crypto that if Trump actually, or the market looked at Trump won the debate, maybe it would have seen a move to the upside on crypto, since basically crypto actually moved to downside quite a lot today, or at least it was moving to downside in the beginning of the session. It was actually kind of as a result showing that maybe Trump may have not won the debate last night or this night. So yeah, that's a little bit of the way to look at it. We'll see. It's still 2 months until the US election. It's going to be interesting to see how the market is going to start positioning itself towards that event. Maybe still early to make any predictions of who's going to win or not the US election. So we'll see. That's for the future. For now, of course, the focus, now that CPI is gone, the focus is going to be in 1 week from now on the first rate cut from the Fed in here. And as market starts to completely predict at 25 basis points, that starts to be priced in the market, which then is going to be focused again on the press conference from the Fed Powell 1 week from now. Again, dollar index hasn't really moved. Interesting enough, price is just ranging in here, even after the CPI. Again, we had that slightly move to the upside, but just paused in there. So we'll see. Again, nothing has changed, or one thing that has changed is that this level that you're looking for price to react from, it already reacted. So this level is already taken in here. So at this point, if by any chance if price does want to react from something, it's going to be either from above this level in there or somewhere around this level in here. If price starts breaking this level, then you start looking perhaps for price to go slightly lower. And now price reacted from the upper edge of the zone, which is in here, maybe at the lower edge. It looks like that maybe price already spiked in there, so maybe this is everything has been clean in here. So if price starts breaking, of dollar index starts breaking below these lows, maybe we can start looking for price to go slightly lower towards somewhere in there. If price does want to go higher, eventually, again, what you are looking for is for dollar index at least to break this high in there, and that's one of the key levels that we are looking for. We're looking for price to go somewhere in there. Basically, price reacted perfectly from there. If you want, actually, if you consider this high instead, price already fake out that level, which is good to see for a potential turn. So we'll see in here, dollar fighting those levels. The indices, right? Quite interesting. A big sell-off, and then a big sell-off straight away during the US Open. Price basically retesting and respecting this demand zone in here at the lows, which makes it quite bullish, to be honest, at this point. So maybe you're going to have a bigger move to the upside. Again, price kind of got closer to that supply level. Nasdaq actually reacted from it, made the move to downside, but now price is actually reversing. It was minus 1 point something% for today, but now big reverse, and now we are actually 1.1, 1.2 on Nasdaq, 0.34 on the S&P for today's session. And we are starting to aim now back towards this level. Since price respected perfectly this level in here, that makes it quite bullish. We are starting to look for price to get closer or a slightly higher in here. So that's the S&P, beautiful reaction. Nasdaq and didn't even reacted as deep as S&P, just stayed somewhere in there, but now breaking the highs and now moving towards that level, as we mentioned. So that initial reaction from that supply, it happened, moved down, and now complete reverse. So you turn in here on Nasdaq, so we'll see, and then we are looking for price to go slightly higher. And if you look at Dow, actually Dow did exactly what you were looking for. Dow actually managed to break below this wall because this Forex was already engulfed to the downside, and it went to the next level, somewhere around this level in here to react from. It actually broke that wall, which is interesting. Yep, it is interesting that Dow managed to break that low as well. On the Dow, we still have now perhaps this level in here, even though that high already broke the previous high in there. So that makes it a little bit tricky, and price may wants to go slightly higher and towards that zone in there. So question mark now is this one another engulfed to downside or not? Or price now reacted from an interesting level and is ready to challenge the highs again? That's a little bit of the question mark at this point in here on the Dow. Otherwise, we can go slightly higher in here and then look for new shorts. Again, I still like the idea of eventually looking for shorts at around that level, so I'm still open to that possibility in here. Yeah, and they may have actually taken that level. Looking at the DAX, right? DAX also respected that low again. We went all the way through the extreme of this compression, so that was the target that we were looking for. Price reacted from it. Slightly moved to the upside, respected the supply in there, and now reacted from the demand as well, and now creating highs and finishing actually the day positive if it closes like it is right now. So it respected that level. Again, on the DAX, I'm still looking for a possibility of price reacting slightly from this level in there. So to fake out these highs in here and go closer to that level, can already delete this zone in there, and they're looking for price to go a little bit closer to that zone. From here, since we already respected this level, maybe the only thing we're going to have is maybe a reaction from here, respect this structure, and perhaps a continuation. Okay, it's just going to respect this previous level in here, and from here react from there, and maybe continues to go higher. So that's something to bear in mind in here on the DAX. And Nikkei as well continue to move to the at least to test these lows. Yen index went slightly higher, and yeah, we have the yen pairs making a little bit of a turn now, and maybe we have a reaction now to the upside on the yen pairs, and which means a yen index to move to the downside in here. Looking at crypto, as you mentioned, right? So this was a level that we looked for in here. As you remember, we had this level marked, and as price was moving to the upside, and it left all this structure left behind. It created this structure, and eventually that will be a target to look for. And it will be important to see how price would react from this demand zone. It respected perfectly. Already broke some structure in here, which can make it a little bit more of a bullish move in here. So that's interesting to follow now on BTC to see if price starts to move to the upside and eventually retest this 60,000 mark. Again, the reaction here is perfect, and by any chance, if price now starts moving a little bit to downside, I think we can continue to look for longs now from above this high in here. Worst case scenario, there's maybe still something at this extreme that price can still react from in here. Yeah, but those are two levels, especially if price starts breaking the highs, and especially if breaks also above this specific level in there. I think it can use one of these levels to continue to move to the upside. So that's important to pay attention. This looks more of a kind of trend continuation setup, a pattern that you are looking in here. So that's going to be good to follow. Ethereum respected perfectly that level, so that's exactly what you're looking for. If you recall, yesterday we anticipated this move, so price was somewhere in here during the stream yesterday. We had broken these lows, we had reached this space between these highs and that supply, and they're looking for price to fake out the highs and then come back inside and to move and respect the breakout to downside from this low and go all the way. And the next level, it will be the respect of this level in here. So that was a beautiful trade that we look for and predicted yesterday. That was one of the A+ setups that we actually mentioned yesterday during the stream. Now that's done. Maybe there's another reaction from this level, but the initial move is already done and price respected quite nicely also this low. So perhaps if it wants to continue to move to the upside, it can. All right, it can move maybe now to the upside. The initial move that you're looking for, that's done. So we'll see how price may react from here, but that's basically done. So great trading here on Ethereum. Solana also reacting from that demand zone, now a little bit in here in the middle. So we'll see. We also start breaking some highs, and maybe Solana can go to the upside. Now it's a bit tricky what happened today. I don't really know what's going on, but I stopped having data on the yen index and the euro index. So I don't know if it's related to the broker Pepperstone or not, but I stopped having data in here. I did manage to find another kind of yen index pair, which maybe looks like kind of the futures one, full of gaps in here. And it's quite different because all this time I've been waiting for price to actually break above this high, and on the other one price didn't really manage to break it yet, but in here it looks like that it already did, and it's already reacting from that level above. So if you recall, I've been waiting for price to go and fake out this high. On the other one, again, I do believe that price would still be somewhere underneath in here, but in here price is already reacting from the level that I've been waiting for in here. So it is what it is. It's different data. I would rather look at the other one because that's the one I've been following all this time, but nevertheless it's a little bit of what we want to see in here. So this kind of requires a little bit more of analysis now in here, but this was the move now to the downside on the yen index and to the upside on the yen pairs. Question mark now is to see how yen index is going to react from here. If we do start managing to break to the downside in here, then we can have a turn, and this can be a kind of a great long opportunity to look for the yen pairs. Looking for the yen pairs for a long opportunity could be a scenario. If we do manage to break below that zone, initially we may have all this range to fill, and then we can even go all the way to retest these lows back in August in there. So that's definitely something to pay attention. This has been always my idea after faking out this high. Now again, as I mentioned in this data feed, this is already happening. On the other one, I think we are still lagging. But this is now what I have, so that's the one I need to use. And of course, unfortunately, I don't have access now to Euro Index. I found this one in here, Euro Currency Index. Again, I think this is slightly different. This looks like, well, literally looks like Euro Dollar, slightly different from the Euro Index price action that we had, which is a bit, it's a pity since tomorrow we're going to have DCB, and I would really look like to analyze the Euro Index, to look for opportunities regarding regarding to the euro pairs, but now it is what it is. So yeah, we'll see what's going, if eventually this data comes back or not. I'm not really sure what's going on in there. So yeah, the N pairs is going to be something to pay attention to, and this dollar index it's just tricky the way price is in here. Yeah, VIX is again moving slightly to the downside. Now looking at the individual currency pairs to try to look for opportunities. So what do we have, right? So all right, so euro dollar, right? So euro dollar initially reacted from the level that we mentioned, was around this structure, but then it went all the way to react from the other one. Basically those were the two zones in here that I'll be looking for potential reaction. One was somewhere in here in alignment with that level, and the other one is definitely this one in here. Below that, everything is compressed, and we are looking for the euro dollar to go slightly lower. Now this is the first thing that we can see. Price broke this high, which starts showing some signs of reversal, at least some strength from the buyers. The buyers are managing to defeat some of these sellers of that were holding this level in here, which makes it quite interesting. Now I'm still not kind of yeah, I'm still not really satisfied with the type of PA that we have at these lows. I think there's a lot of spikes in here. I would prefer to see a cleaner move at the lows on the euro dollar before a potential turn. So I'm still not really looking for those longs just yet, but this PA in here, I think this is something to start paying attention to. Now price basically still reacts from that structure, but overall looking at these highs in here, we did manage to break a high, and that's important to notice and something to be aware of. Now in the bigger picture, we may still be a little bit in the middle, which means that we perhaps can still continue to move to the downside after reacting and creating these highs in here at the end of August. All right, so this can still be a continuation, but this is a level that you could have a little bit of a reaction from here, or perhaps price wants to go and eventually react a little bit more from there. But this is the first one, and again, if you recall what we have, sorry, what we have, right? We still have this level that we could eventually react from. Like there's always a tendency that the price will at least react from the opening of the week. Usually that move tends to happen more on Tuesdays. But that at this point, price hasn't really reacted from it. We saw dollar index reacting from there, but we haven't seen euro, neither pound reacting from there. But in this case, we're talking about the euro. So that could be a target to look for. And then maybe perhaps price will just continue to move to the downside from here, and that could be a possibility. But I think that move can happen. It may happen tomorrow morning, maybe even during or even before the ECB. Maybe before the ECB you have that push up, and then price may just continue to move down. So that's a possibility. Another extreme is in case price actually wants to go all the way, pick out this high in here, and then maybe move to downside from this level. This could be another possibility in here. All right, again, as I mentioned, this high didn't really react from the extreme, so there's maybe still orders left behind in there, and that's a possibility as well. Now all of a sudden you are looking for a bigger move in here. All right, so all of a sudden you may look, again, I would prefer maybe new low just being created in there, and then perhaps price reacts from here, holds this level, and pushes to the upside. Yeah, it will push to the upside, kind of react a little bit from here, and then maybe something like that could happen, or just continues to go higher and eventually breaks the highs. Like, so that will be a possibility at around this level, or price may just react from this level in here and just move, yeah, maybe just move to the downside from where it is and just goes from here. Right, so that's something to bear in mind in here on the euro dollar for tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see, but we're starting to have a little bit of some signs of reversal with this break, so that's something to bear in mind. In here, again, everything has been spiked by now. I'm not going to be looking for any trade now, but tomorrow morning with the London session, I think that's going to be a good opportunity to look for a trade before the ECB. So I'm really curious. Again, we have another day where we have a slight move to downside on the euro dollar, and I think we are kind of screaming a little bit for a small retracement, at least a retracement on the euro dollar. So that's something to bear in mind in here. Now we are reacting literally from the extreme in here. Perhaps you can go slightly, yeah, perhaps you can go slightly lower into the next level. Yeah, so I'm going to be curious. I'm going to be curious to see how price may react from here. All right, yeah, so that's euro dollar. Yeah, tomorrow morning. Hopefully it happens around the London session or not during the Asian. Pound. All right, so pound, as we mentioned, all these spikes in here, it looks like it has already been taken, and price now is reacting from that level. It's a good level, I think, on the daily time frame. Yeah, this is a previous supply that price didn't really reacted from, and now price is just moving upwards. Also that level in there, so that's interesting. On the pound simmer, we already have a few highs being broken. Price never really reacted from there, so I do see a little bit of space towards that level, and pound has reacted, or the reaction has been slightly better. So let's see if there's any kind of PA being created around this structure. So that's something that I'll be looking for, especially for tomorrow morning. Price could retrace a little bit in here. Let's see how price behaves during the Asian session. We had GDP on pound. It was slightly worse than expected, like 0%, similar to the previous month, I believe, instead of the 0.2% that the market was anticipating. And because of that, we had that move to downside as well when the news came out. But again, we started to break some highs in here, and I think we are close to a potential turn. Bigger picture, we may continue to move lower, but we may getting closer to that potential turn. This can be a good level to look for it. Then bigger picture, yeah, maybe everything is compressed. If price starts breaking below it, and then you're looking for price to get closer to this structure in there. Yeah, at least a move towards there, I think could be interesting. So yeah, paying attention to see how price may react from this level in here. Right, so how price may react from this level, I think that's going to be quite interesting. May have this level still fresh as well, and then we're going to look for the next one in there. Yeah. Yeah, because price is compressed a little bit in here. There's maybe something in there. Then have that one. Yeah. So any move for sure is going to be below that, and then question mark is price respecting 32 this level and goes higher, or it goes a bit deeper. So that's kind of the question. Sorry, the question mark in here on the pound. Pay attention to euro pound once again, like exactly what we were looking for. We're looking for price to get closer to this level and push to the upside. So we started to break some highs. Price reacted from it, missed that level first. That was where we were yesterday, but it went there still overnight, and now moved to the upside, and we got closer to that level in there. It was exactly what you're looking for. Again, the way euro pound moves is quite tricky. It's super rangy. Like it's every now and then you may have this big move, and that's kind of the opportunities that you may try to look for, but more often than not it's kind of just super rangy, and may not be the most attractive pair to trade. But the moves, it ends up reacting quite nicely. Aussie as well, kind of turning finally. We're still around this level in here. And again, it's another one that is been compressing quite a lot, creating some lows in here. And now we started to, yeah, good recovery at this point. And you may have a little bit of a retracement from here. Again, the low may not be the best, but good reaction. Yeah, good reaction at this point, kind of just literally reversed in here. And yeah, we'll see what kind of PA we are going to have still around this level in here. Yeah, I'm going to be curious about that. New Zealand quite similar as well. So if you look at New Zealand, it's quite similar as well, kind of turning, a little bit of compression in there. Maybe still not the best level. It's a little bit of reaction from this level in here. So we'll see. Perhaps more continuation to the downside. But yeah, still waiting a little bit more for more information. Looking at the other Aussie pairs, we have Euro Aussie, which keeps respecting this level, now making a big move to downside. Maybe that's one of the reasons why you have Aussie dollar moving upwards, and this may be a little bit of readjustment from the Euro pairs, where you have this Euro Aussie moving down. I think Euro CAD is also moving to the downside in here. So yeah, curious now to see how price may react from there. I do like the idea that we could fake out these highs maybe tomorrow during the ECB and getting closer to this level. I think that could be quite interesting to follow in here on the Euro Aussie. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. So we have this level and you have that level in there to pay attention. Everything in here, I believe it's just something in the middle, something that's going to be faked out, something that's going to be used as liquidity, or price to either go there quickly and then reverse, and let's see how price may react from here as well. So those will be a little bit more of the levels that we're going to be looking for in here on the Euro Aussie. Yeah. Looking at Pound Aussie as well, like making a similar move. So it went there, basically took slightly to the high, I believe, or respected that high, and now we are back into this level. Sorry. Yeah, it's a bit in the middle. I could see it going slightly higher, but at this point it's respecting this level in here. So yeah, I'm not really interested in looking for the Pound Aussie. At this point we have Aussie Yen as well turning. So it's starting to break slightly some highs in here, and it's finally turning. And now is it reacting from a good level? Basically respecting from that level, could go slightly lower. It's kind of a little bit in the middle, but okay to react. Again, that reaction also that we saw on the Yen index, and also turn on the Aussie dollar, it helps also this Aussie Yen to move, and maybe we can have a little bit of a move to the upside, maybe getting closer to this level in there. Again, it was another quick reversal in here on the Aussie Yen. Dollar Yen also turning in here, so it fake out the lows. That was something that we were looking for as well, so reacting a little bit from that level. Personally, my favorite is still slightly lower, so I would even like to see price going slightly lower in here. But for now, good reaction after that break to the downside, and you'll see how price may react from these highs in here. That's basically the next key level to look for. Is that level. Price initially now reacted and broke above this high, which maybe takes that dollar yen towards that level, and then you're looking for price to go in here as well. So that's something to pay attention to. From the lows, maybe there's even a space if price does want to go, maybe can even go somewhere in there as well. So that's something to bear in mind in here. Euro yen also reacting from that level that we were looking for, exactly that demand zone below that level, exactly at the extreme of these lows. Now we did manage to break above that structure. So that's something to bear in mind, and you didn't really react from this next level in there. You kind of missed that level. So question mark if this is not an engulf to the upside. All right, that's a good question mark in here. Now looking left, we see that price is reacting from a really good level in here at the extreme. So are you going to create a double bottom in here, and Euro yen is going to move to the upside or not? Like that could be a possibility. Also looking at the yen index. All right, so that's something to bear in mind in here. So depending on how price now is going to start to react from here, it's going to be quite interesting. We have a few highs in here being broken, so that's also a good indication. So yeah, I'm going to be curious to see how price may react from here. Again, we can even navigate a little bit more into this level. But it's going to be interesting to see how this Euro yen is going to navigate. And tomorrow we have ECB, so paying attention to the Euro yen, it's going to be important. And price just moves straight away to the upside from here. We see it did manage to break above that high before, so that's good. Maybe we can break and go higher again, and perhaps create some good PA around this level in there. One of the first targets is going to be somewhere in here, that's for sure, and then eventually you can even take everything in here, maybe somewhere in there. It's also some fresh orders, and then you can go there. So yeah, Euro yen is going to be quite interesting to see if you are creating a double bottom in here or not. Right. Yeah, looking at the pound yen now. Like pound yen, another move. So initially, there you go. We are reacting exactly from what we mentioned yesterday. Like this was a level that we talked about. Initially, it was a little bit of this level where price kind of had a small reaction, and then price broke. Again, there was more space to move to the downside, and now we're looking for price to react a little bit from here, and then eventually can even go slightly lower. But for now, that was the level that we talked also yesterday, and good reaction as well in here. Again, kind of a V-turn in here, quite quick to the upside. So we'll see how price may react from this level, and what kind of PA eventually can be created around this level. Hopefully price we'll get closer one more time to this level, look for potential longs in here, and eventually could target above this double top in here into that level and could make a really interesting trade opportunity in here on the pound yen. So that's something to bear in mind. Again, this was a fresh demand zone. Price just reacted from the upper edge. This extreme in here was still fresh, so that's kind of a good reaction so far from that level. All right, looking at cut pairs. There you go, it continues. So it fake out slightly this level. Yesterday it kind of made that move, reacted from the demand zone, and now moved to the upside. And now I was actually looking to see if price could fake out this triple top, and it actually respected it. If I'm not mistaken, it ended up respecting this triple highs in there. I was looking slightly, looking for a fake out in there. It never happened, and price just turned in here. Again, the compression was quite nice on the approach. That's exactly the type of move that you want to see. A lot of compression in here, but price just turned quite quickly. I was looking for that extra move up before looking for that turn, and yeah, never really happened. I ended up missing this move in here. So this is something that we have been noticing as well. The weakness on the dollar CAD as well. Price was approaching this level in there, and now we may continue to move perhaps more to the downside. Let's see if price does retrace a bit more to this level again tomorrow, or a potential new sell opportunity perhaps towards this demand zone in there. All right, so that's something to bear in mind. Again, bigger picture, as I mentioned, in my opinion, you are within this compression, so I would even be open to the possibility of dollar CAD just resuming the move to the downside from where it is in here. All right, so we could create some PI and go, but first we need to kind of break this level. That may be a level in there that we need to overcome. The sellers need to overcome that level in there. Euro CAD can be an interesting one as well. Tomorrow, again, that move to downside, it can miss my level once again. Fake out, in this case, those levels, these highs. It never really reacted from where I was looking for, just pausing there, kind of missing. Indeed, it was actually quite early as well. But there you go, move to downside again. Euro CAD, this is another one that we anticipate is engulfed to the downside, so we are looking for price to continue to move lower in here. Based on what we can see from price, we already have a break of a low, we have another break of a low, and eventually looking for price to continue to move to the downside. Again, it could go higher first, but the way price is respecting that level, now maybe breaking into this compression, we may have a continuation in here, which maybe it's one of those clues maybe that we are looking for the euro dollar or the euro pairs to move to downside tomorrow. We'll see, and let's kind of respect something in here. So that's going to be something interesting to pay attention for tomorrow. Again, when you're looking into this ECB press conference, we need to look for correlation and anticipate what you can look for or identify on the euro pairs. Pound CAD, similar, still respecting those highs, so there you go, keep respecting, and then we do have this engulf down. There's a possibility eventually to fake out everything, all these highs in here, fake out that level and move down. We'll see price just continues to trade within this level, or it's going to make that move and then finally turn in here. So that's something just to keep an eye on, and at this point not really interested in trading a pound CAD. I was 1 month ago, or almost 1 month and a half ago, not at this point. Dollar franc Swiss just continues to go as well, so that's going to be interesting. It ended up respecting that level as well overnight, and now is approaching this level. Again, we do have a double top in there. Price can easily just move to the upside, to be honest. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen around this level. Not exactly one that I'm looking, and price is respecting still these lows, so we may be building up now a position to move to the upside. So long position, this may be something that we are creating in here. So that's something to keep an eye on. Again, good reaction from that level. We may still have the extreme in here on the other side to react from. So that's maybe this will already react from it, to be honest. Yeah, we'll see. Yep, we will see. And gold didn't really manage to break the all-time highs just yet. He got really close to it, and he kept respecting the level. All right, so he's still fighting the level. I think it's going to attract our money kind of create confusion and play with the emotions of everyone for as much as it can, which may means what's going on in here? Which that may means playing around these highs, right? Trying to go and then come back, trying to go and then come back. So it may track as many more people as possible, maybe to look for sales or for someone to look for the break to the upside. And then eventually can collect that liquidity and potentially return. So that's maybe applying there on gold. We will see. We will see what's going to happen in here. Silver initially also moved to the upside. Meanwhile moved down and now is back in here. So it reacted initially from that level, went all the way to respect this low, and now is back at the high. So we'll see as well what's going to happen in here on silver. Again, personally I could still see going slightly lower. We are literally in the middle, so I'll let price decide where it wants to go. And I already mentioned these extremes in here where it could eventually look for, but in these mid ranges we may have some other fresh levels in there that price can bounce from. Yeah, it's just not opportunities that I'm interested to look for at this point in here. And then oil, really big turn on oil. All right, so we start turning yesterday. Price created this demand zone. I think that's something that we kind of identified as well in here. And there you go, initial reaction, price went up and now all the way reacted initially from the upper edge and now from the extreme of the demand zone in there. Now personally I'm still not really happy, or kind of I don't really like where this low is reacting from. Yes, we did fake out all those lows. We're reacting from something in here. It's a tricky level, just a week. I don't really see anything relevant in there. And it's oil, it has been at what, 65 something. It's maybe time to have a little bit of a bounce from here, but I'm a bit cautious in trading at this point oil from where it is right now, just because I don't like what I see on the left side. Yeah, it was just that weird week in there. Price may react from this level. Again, I'm open to the possibility as well of price respecting something in there, but first and foremost price needs to break these highs in here to potentially continue to the upside in there. So that's something to track as well on oil. And that's basically it. So we'll see how price may react from here. Intraday opportunities, maybe can look for them in here. What else? What are you looking for tomorrow? Right, again, the indices, big turnaround and starting to move to the upside. So we'll see what kind of approach you're going to have. If you're going to have a little bit more reaction and then move up, this volatility that's going on until it may create a momentum. This may be a move also reacting to the election debate that happened overnight, or the anticipation that now price is literally pricing in a 25 basis points rate cut 1 week from now. Focus tomorrow is on the euro. It's going to be a tricky one. I could see on euro dollar that reaction at least to the Monday open, with the possibility to even go slightly higher. In the bigger time frame, I could still also continue to see euro moving slightly more to the downside. So can be a bounce from here down, can be also potentially to look for a sell slightly higher. I think that could happen, again depending on the PA as well that you're going to be looking for. We can also track the other euro pairs, euro Aussie, euro CAD, euro pound, euro yen, even to potentially look for those moves, what to expect from the euro based on those other currencies in here. The yen pairs, I think they're starting to get closer to potential move to the upside, and that's going to be interesting. So I'm going to start looking for PA to potentially look for longs, as long as price continues to respect this structure. I think price is in a good level now to at least have a bounce before potentially continue to move to the downside. So that's something to look for on the yen pairs. Pound as well, similar to the euro dollar, or Aussie as well, similar to the euro dollar, is something to look for. Right now, question mark is the dollar going to continue to respect that high and push lower or not? So that's going to be the big question mark as well. Something to bear in mind in here. CAD shorts, at this point price is moving. I would like to see a retracement. We have a few opportunities for tomorrow. We haven't really had that retracement that usually happens either on Tuesday or Wednesday. We are already, tomorrow it's Thursday already, so we'll see if we're going to have that move. So yeah, that's something to look for. Everything more intraday, not exactly still looking for big reversals at this point, depending on how price eventually reacts from those signs, for example, euro. Right, so that's it. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you are getting value from this and what kind of opportunities you are looking for as well. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.